Israeli defense giant bets on robot vehicles. Elbit Systems has folded another autonomy company into its defense portfolio, acquiring Israel's Bluewhite Robotics through its FUSE unit in a deal aimed at turning ordinary off-road vehicles into self-driving military and security machines. The Haifa-based defense company said FUSE completed the purchase of 100 of Bluewhite's shares, adding an Israeli developer best known for autonomy kits that can convert conventional vehicles into unmanned platforms. The companies did not disclose the value of the transaction. Bluewhite, founded in 2017 and headquartered in Tel Aviv, has built its business around off-road autonomy rather than road-going robot access, a distinction that matters because farm spaces, borders, and battlefields rarely offer lane markings, clean roads, or predictable traffic patterns. Pathfinder is an autonomy kit designed to retrofit existing vehicles, while Compass is a cloud-based fleet management system used to plan, supervise, and coordinate those vehicles. In plain English, the company is selling a way to take machines that already exist and give them the sensors, software, and control layer needed to operate with limited human input. Bluewhite's public product material describes the approach as converting existing fleets into self-driving robots with a focus on permanent crop agriculture, where tractors must repeatedly move through orchards and vineyards without damaging trees, equipment, or workers. Military autonomy often struggles less with flashy demonstrations than with dull, punishing field work, moving cargo, hauling sensors, patrolling long perimeters, evacuating supplies from exposed locations, and operating in mud, dust, or broken terrain. A system that has spent years learning how to drive between orchard rows, avoid obstacles, and manage repetitive missions in rough ground offers a foundation that can be adapted for security and military roles, though battlefield use brings harsher electronic warfare, communications, and survivability demands. Elbit said Bluewhite has accumulated more than 100,000 autonomous operating hours across agricultural and defense platforms, and described the company's ground autonomy stack as mature, with a technology readiness level of 8 to 9 on the widely used TRL scale. Level 8 generally means a system is complete and qualified, while level 9 means it has been proven in an operational environment. That does not mean every military use case is solved, but it places the technology beyond the lab demo stage that still characterizes much of the autonomy market. For FUSE, the deal adds a ground robotics layer to a portfolio Elbit describes as already including unmanned aerial and swarm technologies. FUSE, formerly known as Flying Production, operates within Elbit Systems C4I and cyber business, and focuses on AI-driven autonomous combat systems. The company's stated goal is not simply to sell a single unmanned vehicle, but to connect air, land, and indoor robotic systems into a wider command control framework. That is where Bluewhite's Compass software may become as important as the vehicles themselves. Modern unmanned systems create a control problem as soon as they move beyond one operator and one machine. Armies want fewer soldiers watching more robots, not the other way around. Fleet software that can assign tasks, monitor machine status, and coordinate routes becomes central once unmanned ground vehicles move from experiments to regular use. Bluewhite's own material describes Compass as part of a platform for fleet control and remote monitoring, a function that maps closely onto military interest in manned-unmanned teaming. Manned-unmanned teaming, often shortened to MUMT, means pairing crewed forces with robotic systems so machines can take on dangerous, repetitive, or sensor-heavy tasks on land. That can mean an unmanned vehicle scouting ahead of troops, carrying ammunition, acting as a communications relay, or operating as part of a perimeter security network. The idea is not new, but the war in Ukraine and conflicts in the Middle East have made the case for cheap, scalable, and replaceable robotic systems harder to ignore. Small unmanned aircraft changed how forces find and strike targets. Ground robots could bring a similar shift to logistics, reconnaissance, and base defense if they can prove reliable under fire and electronic attack. Elbit framed the acquisition in those terms. Autonomy and robotics are reshaping how defense forces operate today, said Eyal Dahan, CEO of FUSE. The world is changing rapidly, and modern battlefields require vast adoption of robotics capabilities. The integration of Bluewhite's technologies into FUSE's multi-domain ecosystem enhances our ability to deliver unified autonomous solutions across air, land, and indoor domains. This step enhances FUSE's autonomous robotics capabilities, positioning the company to effectively address the growing global demand for scalable AI-powered autonomy. Ben Alfie, Bluewhite's CEO, cast the deal as a way to move the company's technology into larger defense and security markets, Our mission has always been to bring practical autonomy to the field, Alfai said. By joining forces with FUSE and Elbit Systems, we gain a unique platform to bring our AI-driven ground autonomy technology to scale across defense security and industrial applications. The acquisition also fits a wider pattern in which defense primes are buying or partnering with smaller autonomy firms rather than building every software stack from scratch. That strategy can shorten development cycles, but it also brings integration risk. Autonomy that works in commercial agriculture does not automatically survive military communications, jamming, GPS disruption, cyber threats, or hostile fire. The hard part for Elbit and FUSE will be turning Bluewhite's mature off-road autonomy into systems that militaries trust for missions where a failed route, a lost link, or a false obstacle detection can have immediate consequences. Still, the logic is clear. Ground forces are under pressure to spread out, reduce exposure, and move supplies without creating easy targets. Border security and homeland security customers face similar needs over long distances and difficult terrain. A retrofit autonomy kit may appeal because it avoids forcing customers to replace entire fleets. Instead, it offers a route to upgrade selected vehicles already in service, from utility platforms to specialized off-road machines, depending on integration and customer requirements. Elbit has not said which military vehicles could receive Bluewhite technology, nor has it announced an initial defense customer delivery schedule or acquisition value. That leaves the near-term business impact unclear. What the company has now is a tested autonomy firm, a fleet control software layer, and another piece of the robotics puzzle at a time when unmanned systems are moving from niche tools into everyday military planning.